Today, I'm going to teach you how to get unlimited content ideas for both your personal brand and your business using AI, regardless of what you sell and who you sell it to. Because there's nothing worse than getting to content day, looking at a blank screen, thinking, what on earth am I going to talk about today? And I know that feeling oh too well. I've been creating content for 8 years, uploaded over 900 YouTube videos, racked up 25 million views online. And those views have made me many, many millions in revenue across multiple different companies that I own. And I wish the system that I'm going to teach you today existed when I started all those years ago. Now, let's just jump straight into it. We're going to be going through a number of different prompts that we created and engineered over time that our content team now use to come up with great content ideas. And this is going to be specific for you based on what you sell and who you're selling it to. Now, we're going to go through the prompts first, the step-by-step workflow, and then I'm going to show you this in action. I'm going to demonstrate this. We're going to be using ChatGPT. You can use another LLM if you'd prefer. Now, the first step is we need to define our niche and our services. So who we're trying to sell to and what we're trying to sell them. I'm going to presume you already know that if you're watching this video thinking about creating content. But this is important because we don't just want to create content to get views, to fuel our ego. We're creating content to convert those views into leads, ultimately customers, and then revenue. Now, I'm going to reference agencies throughout this video. The agency model is a service-based business model. That's what got me started in business, and that is my general target market for this content, although you can apply this regardless of what you sell and who you sell it to. Now, our niche, or our ICP, our ideal customer profile, is our target market. So this might be law firms or direct-to-consumer e-commerce or local restaurants. Only you know what that is. Write that down and keep note of this. In fact, you can play this out as you watch this video today. You can follow this process step by step. Then we have to know our service offering. So what services do we offer? Or products, of course. We can apply this to product. So we might offer an AI lead generation service. We might offer SEO. We might offer content marketing. Let's get that very clear before we get started here, because we're going to use this in our prompts. Step 2 is the initial topic framework. So what we're going to do is we're going to use ChatGPT to create an initial framework of content categories related to our niche and our services. Because we want to come up with content ideas that our target market are actually going to be interested in consuming in relation to our service if we want to be able to convert them. So I've got a prompt template here for you. I'm going to copy and paste this, and we're going to go and do this live in ChatGPT. My name is your name, Jordan Platten. I own affluent.co. That's my agency name. This is the website. We offer this service to this niche. Our specific ideal customer is this. Please create a detailed list of 5 to 8 key areas that a marketing agency or your business type specializing in these services for this niche should address. So let's go over to ChatGPT. I'm going to paste that in here. I'm just going to say my name is Jordan Platten and I own, let's do law firms because we had it there. Okay, I own Law Marketing UK. Website is www.lawmarketinguk.com. Now, for me, this is not going to give me the best output it could possible, because for you, it's going to actually scrape a real website and then it will have more context. But let's give it the information. So we offer an AI lead generation service to law firms. Now, I'm actually going to explain what that means. This means we run meta ads, which are Facebook ads, to generate leads for our clients, and then we plug in AI systems like Pointwise to automatically convert those leads for our clients. Terrible. That's like first grader English there, but sometimes we need that when it comes to ChatGPT. Our specific ideal customer profile is law firms making over 50k per month based in the UK. Okay. Please create a detailed list of 5 to 8 areas that a marketing agency specializing in AI lead generation for law firms should address. Perfect. Let's get that going. Great. So regulatory and compliance safeguards, high intent lead qualification, conversion automation, so AI sales assistance, practice area specialization, nice, marketing ROI and attribution. So these are essentially all of the concerns or the areas that people may question when it comes to thinking about buying our service. So if an agency, me, reached out to a law firm and I'm trying to sell them an AI lead generation service, these are the kind of areas of questioning that I might be met with. Okay, they're going to be concerned about, okay, well, are you going to follow regulations? We're a law firm. We have to be compliant. Okay, we have to follow the law. That is what we do. And that's something that as an agency, you might not have considered. You're just thinking about making the money, but you're not thinking about the behind the scenes and the legalities, but a law firm would be. Then we're thinking about lead qualification. This one comes up a lot. Okay, are these leads going to be high intent so they're not wasting time? Are they going to be qualified? We're thinking about the conversion automation. So there's going to be lots of questions around these AI sales assistants. They're just not going to have an understanding of it. Practice area specialization. I mean, can we specialize in family law? Do we specialize in personal injury? Can we cater for these different topics? What's the return on investment and the attribution going to be like? So how do we know that the ads are actually working? The reputation and trust leverage. Okay, how can we actually make sure that we are upholding reputation? And then what have we got here? Scalable acquisition channels. So, what's a roadmap for expansion? Google Ads, retargeting, LinkedIn. Okay, so these are all sort of topics that we can think about when it comes to creating content. But we're going to go a lot deeper than this. These are our key areas, and what we can do is we can refine this. I'm going to be blasting through this based on the prompts, I'm going to give us the baseline today based on ChatGPT's initial output. But you're going to want to spend a little bit of time refining and challenging this process, so we can do that at the end. I'm just going to blast through this for now. Step 3 is we're going to create detailed topic ideation. So we're going to dive deeper into the key area list, and we're going to develop subtopics for each of those key areas. Okay, so we're going to do this one by one. And we're going to go, given the area, regulatory and compliance safeguards, let's just call that regulatory and compliance, or regulation and compliance. There's 3 to 6 detailed subtopics that a marketing agency specializing in your service for your niche should explore. Okay, so we've got AI lead generation for your niche. We're going to do law firms. I'm actually just going to do this for one of these. You're going to do this for all of this. I'm going to do it for something broad because it'll give, or let's do it for something more open. So we can do AI sales assistants. Let's call it AI sales agents. I'm going to keep it broad, and then it'll give more context to you. But what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to go and do this for every single one of the areas. Speed to lead, intelligent lead qualification and screening. Nice. Send these as a simple list without the sub bullets. Okay, I just want a list. Automated nurture and follow-up sequences, yes. Personalization and client experience, yes. Performance analytics and ROI transparency, yes. Great. So I just want them simplified. I don't want all of the explanation, of course, but you can use this as an educational opportunity. I would recommend blocking out half a day to do this. By half a day, I'm talking 3 to 4 hours to really dive deep, get a deep understanding of your ICP. This is an excellent exercise, not just to come up with content ideas, but to get a deeper understanding of your ICP and the potential objections that they're going to have surrounding your service. Okay, so don't waste that opportunity. So here we go. So I'm going to take our main area. So let's just create a little side area. So let's create an area for us to block this out whilst we're creating this. So let's go ahead and we'll create a heading. Let's go example. It's going to be law firm AI lead gen agency. Okay. So area, we've got AI sales agents, okay? And then subtopics within that, we're going to go and get those. So we've got our Cool. So now we can make this a toggle. And let's copy and paste that. Now, of course, we are going to have our 5 or our 6 areas. We're just fleshing out one right now, because I'm not going to spend 3 to 4 hours doing that on this video, but you'll get the context. Cool. So this is the area. We're going to have 5 or 6 of those areas, as we've already discussed. We're isolating AI sales agents for the purpose of this example. Then we have our subtopics. So these are the sub areas that we're going to consider. So speed to lead and first response, intelligent lead qualification, and we can just do speed to lead. We can call that intelligent lead qualification, automated nurture and follow-up, personalization and client experience, performance analytics and ROI transparency. So let's just call it there. So we're going to clean those up a little bit. Now what we're going to do, you haven't guessed, is we're going to dive even deeper into each of those subtopics. So we're going to develop ideas for each of them. So this is where we're going to gather pain points, we're going to gather limiting beliefs, and we're going to gather frequently asked questions for each of these individual subtopics, okay? Now, pain points are pretty self-explanatory. These are the pains that someone would have surrounding this specific subtopic, okay? And so this might be when it's in relation to speed to lead. It might be, well, currently, we are taking half an hour to reach out to our leads. Okay, that's a pain that someone would have in relation to speed to lead. And so let's dive deep into pain points first. Limiting beliefs are if someone was to make a decision to go ahead and buy our service, these are the things that are stopping them. These are the mental blockers standing in their way in relation to that subtopic. And then frequently asked questions. Okay, what questions would somebody have surrounding that subtopic? So hitting this from 3 different angles, and these are all sales or psychological sales angles that we're going to be able to create content for. So let's go ahead and we're going to do what are the 10 main subtopics, 10 main pain points for speed to lead in relation to my service and niche. Awesome. And I'm going to say send these as one line each and not send these as one line each, one short sentence each. Tiny bit shorter. We want these to be nice and digestible. Perfect. So here's a list of 10 pain points. Firms take hours to respond. That was my first one. Losing prospects to competitors. Evening and weekend leads are often missed. Great. Internal handoffs, slow response times. No instant confirmation reduces trust. Fastest responders usually win clients. Intake teams get overwhelmed at volume. Missed calls and messages waste leads. Clients expect near instant results. Poor follow-up hands leads to rivals, and firms don't track speed, missing revenue leaks. So these are great pains, great pains in relation to speed to lead. So now we can make this a toggle as well. Okay. And we're going to have pain points. Great. Now we're going to get our limiting beliefs. The same subtopic in relation to my service and niche. Don't know why it's giving us the quotations. As we progress through this agent as well, as we progress through the subtopics and the areas, it's going to pick up on, our comments like remove the quotations, make this a tiny bit shorter, etc. And it's just going to get easier and easier as we go through this process. So what have we got here for limiting beliefs? Clients don't expect instant responses in legal services. Okay, so that would be a limiting belief. also not correct, hence a limiting belief. People prefer to wait and speak directly with a solicitor, not automation. Leads that come in outside office hours aren't serious. Not true. The firm already responded quickly enough with current staff. AI replies feel robotic and damage reputation. Like, just think about the content we can create instantly there. Some kind of a short form content. Like, if you think that AI automation is robotic, check this out. And then we show some messages that we've got with a live client to show them converting and show that they are very human. So really great limiting beliefs. Let's go and add those into the doc. And okay. And then finally, we're going to go ahead and do our frequently asked questions. How fast should our firm be responding to new leads to stay competitive? Do legal clients really expect instant responses, or are they willing to wait? What's the financial impact of responding slowly to new inquiries? Some of these will even be good hooks for content immediately on short form content, you know? How fast should our firm be responding to new leads to stay competitive? You know, how fast should your law firm be responding to new leads? That'd be a great hook. Combine that with some hook-based training as well into the agent, and we can come up with some great ideas. Amazing. So now we've done one subtopic, okay, in this area. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4 more subtopics in this area, and we also have 5 or 6 other main areas that we're going to do this for. Hence, this is going to take a little bit of time to fill this out. But you want to do this. This is so important. Do not think that you can skip any of this process of doing this one by one. Do not think you can combine this prompt into one big master prompt that's going to go ahead and give you all of this output. You won't get the specialized output that you need. You want the agent to be specifically thinking about the specific task that you've given it at any one time. So it's worth going slowly, doing it by subtopic, and not trying to hack time here, because you won't get the output of the quality that you needed to. And once you have done this, then this is an encyclopedia of content ideas for your business in relation to your product or service. Okay, it's worth investing the time. If you're not prepared to invest time in something like this, then what's the point of being in business at all? We've got to have patience to do things properly. So we've got our pain points, we've got our limiting beliefs, we've got our frequently asked questions. What are we going to do with these? How do we start to come up with content ideas? And of course, to reaffirm, you're going to do this for each of your subtopics in each of your areas. We're not stopping where we are today. What we're going to do is we're going to build a knowledge library. So to ensure content accuracy and depth, we are going to assign subject matter experts from our team, or this might be yourself, to build your knowledge base. If you're just starting off in your business, it's probably going to be you. If not, and you've got other team members who are subject matter experts in relation to these topics, they are going to fill in their information surrounding these subtopics, okay? And I'll show you what that looks like. So what's going to happen on a daily basis is an SME, which is a subject matter expert, will pick 3 to 5 pain points, FAQs, or limiting beliefs. And for each, they are going to manually write 3 to 5 bullet points, insights, examples, and explanations in relation to that subtopic. Now, why are we doing this manually? Why not just get AI to fill this in for us, to give us 3 to 5 bullet points for each pain point, each FAQ, and each limiting belief? The truth is, you could. The problem with that is you're not going to create any distinction between your knowledge and your agency and your personality and everybody else. Because all it takes is for another agency who works with law firms and offers AI lead generation, which isn't impossible. There are going to be many agencies that do that, to use AI to come up with content ideas, and they're going to be putting out the same generic stuff as you. So the preference and the way that we have done things in our business is we are manually putting all of the information from subject matter experts that we have, because that information and that knowledge is based on our subjective experience of working with the marketplace and working with our clients. And it means we have our stories, we have our nuances, we have our little quirks and our ways of doing things. And so this knowledge base, this idea base, becomes completely personal to us. It's something that nobody else can replicate. Sure, we've used AI to come up with the frame, but all of the micro knowledge has come from us as individuals and our subjective experience. And that's what makes brands truly great. That's what makes personal brands and business brands blow up, because they can't be boxed. They're not generic. They're not the same as everybody else. So by all means, if you're watching this and you're just starting out, you can think about using AI to fill this information, because you might not even have knowledge on all of these subtopics yourself. If you don't have the knowledge, get AI to fill it in for you. But if you do, as you're scanning through this, try and manually fill in information based on your subjective experience for everything you have the capability to do so. The more personal this is to you, the better your content is going to perform in the marketplace. Okay? We're then going to log this into Content OS. It's kind of irrelevant for this video. Content OS is the content system that we built out on Notion to manage all of our content with our team. Now, why do we do this? It creates deep knowledge, it fuels content, it fuels marketing campaigns, it speeds up training as well. When we give this material to members of our team who are involved in marketing or service delivery, it gives them a very deep understanding of who we're working for and the pains, wants, needs, and desires of them. It's a very, very deep training resource. We can also fill this or send this to a custom GPT. Okay, so we can give this as knowledge to the back end, and it allows us to create comprehensive internal chatbots across the company. It's great for onboarding. It keeps the messaging sharp and consistent across the whole team. We can create content into socials, emails, videos. We use it for training. We use it for marketing. And we need to refresh this when it comes to new trends and data as well. So we don't just want to leave this stagnant. Things are going to be updated, especially if you're offering an AI service. And so we want to make sure we are updating this over time. Now, some best practices for you, one category or subtopic at a time. Okay, we don't want to just throw this into GPT and then we're going to get some big info dump, as I said, where it starts hallucinating. We want to do this one at a time. We want to keep answers tight, refined, and in our tone. We also want to iterate prompts to get sharper, more useful content. And that's when we're going through, can you make this a little bit shorter? Can you remove the quotations? And then we're going to review content regularly, make sure it matches the brand voice and goals. We're going to build a feedback loop with subject matter experts in the content team. So we want to have that feedback back and forth between the company. And then we're going to update as industry trends and shifts, which I've already highlighted there as well. Okay, so that is what we're doing to build our content library over time. It's going to take you a bit of time to do this. It's worth the investment, because once we have it, this is a brain, a content brain that is going to evolve with us, grow with us, and it is unique to us. This is true intellectual property, and it means you will never have to struggle to come up with content ideas ever again in the business. So how are we going to take this knowledge base and design actual content pieces for it? That is step 6. Because what we could do is we could go ahead and just look at this and be like, okay, I want to create something on speed to lead today. No instant confirmation reduces trust. Okay, and I'm going to create a video that shows how an instantly confirmed lead books in an appointment within 10 minutes and therefore confirming that instant confirmation actually increases trust. We could go and do that, but that is still meaning that I, as the content creator, have to think about that idea. And there are some systems that we can use to allow us to come up with content ideas a lot freer in those times where we have that dreaded writer's block, where we're just looking at the screen and thinking, what am I going to talk about? So it starts with content pillars. And there are 3 main content pillars that you want to focus on across your personal brand or your business accounts. Educate is content that positions the agency owner or the business owner, you, as an expert delivering value through knowledge. This is where you're going to spend the majority of your time. So these might be how-to tutorials in relation to your service. For me, that's like ads, outreach, sales systems, lots of the videos you see on YouTube. That's the majority of the educate content that you will see. Don't be afraid to give away a huge amount, because the mindset is always, well, this person will give me this for free. What would they give me for money? Frameworks and strategies. Okay, so this might be, an acquisition funnel or a scaling model, something very specific in relation to your business. If it's unique to you, even better. Breakdowns of trends, of tools, of platforms. Step-by-step case explanations, okay, to how something works in practice. We did this thing for this client and this is why it worked. Behind the scenes processes, so showing workflows, showing automation, showing N8N, for example. Not limited to these ideas, but I wanted to give you some ideas in each of these pillars. Entertainment content is content that's designed to grab attention, to build relatability, and to show personality. Okay, so storytelling. This might be agency founder journey. It might be you signing up new clients and the process of meeting those clients. Wins, fails, lessons. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable in the content you put out. Memes and relatable skits about agency life. Contrarian takes. Why 90% of outreach fails. Day in the life, lifestyle content. Polarizing opinions that spark a debate and engagement. Okay, so challenging the status quo. And then we have results-based content, which is content that shows credibility and proof of success. This is where, broadly speaking, we're also going to have call to actions. We only want 20% of our content to be results-based. The rest of it is going to be split between educate and entertain content. So we've got client case studies, before and after results, screenshots and metrics, video testimonials, case study breakdown, okay, so breaking down exactly what you did for someone. And there is crossover between these different pillars, but it helps you think about it on a deeper level and think about strategy broader. And then we have like social proof reels, so reviews, comments, feedback, etc., etc. And there might be testimonials that we're breaking down on behalf of the client as well, or even interviewing a client. And these are the main pillars that we're going to be creating content for. And so when you're coming to create content, we can actually create, let's say we pick out that subtopic that we had, or pain point, no incident confirmation reduces trust, okay? What are the content ideas that we can now flesh out? Now we have the context of pillars. Well, no instant information reduces trust. Let's just move that on our screen to up here, okay? What could we do? Could we do social proof reel? Or yes, we might have a review that actually is in relation to this topic. Case study breakdown. Yes, we could do that if we have a case study in relation to this topic. Testimonials, same. Screenshots, same. Case studies, same. We could create, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pieces of content there that we could create based on the assets that we've got. And of course, it's going to depend on what assets we got. Polarizing opinions. Well, yeah, that's perfect for that. Day in the life, probably not. Contrarian takes. Yeah, we could probably do that, but is it contrarian? Maybe not. Memes, reach, storytelling, not really. Behind the scenes processes, yes, we definitely could. We could show our process of instant confirmation. Step-by-step case breakdowns, yes. Breakdowns of trends, no. Frameworks and strategies, yes, definitely. And how-to tutorials, yes, like how to create an instant confirmation flow. So there's a multitude of different content ideas that we can pull out from just one specific pain point, and we have 30 different topics for just this one subsection of one area in relating to 6 or 7 areas that we've created across our business. Now, can you see how easy it is to come up with content ideas when you have a knowledge base like this for your business? I wish I had this when I first started. So you're welcome. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.